I've been everywhere. Know the layout of the district. Get to know everyone. Figure out, again, is Debbie's Donuts the place to go at 6 a.m.? Well, trust me, in rural Nebraska, I have been to Debbie Donuts and those kinds of places at 6 a.m. talking to people about what they care about, those farmers and ranchers, before they go out on the combine. Tour the geography. You need to collect real stories about real people. Remember how compelling Ronald Reagan was back in the 80s when he would, during the State of the Union, he would single someone out and tell a story? Virginia Smith was the congresswoman from western Nebraska for about 1 million years. Virginia Smith was amazing, and I learned so much from her when I lived out there. Every time Virginia would give a speech, in the middle of her speech, she'd go, "So, Cal, how are you doing? How's that cattle? How are your cattle? Are you getting a good price for them?" She would go and zero in on a half a dozen people during a speech. Then everybody would watch and go, "Ooh, is she going to call on me next?" But you know what? She personalized it. She knew real stories about real people. Many years ago, anybody here from Illinois or Rockford, Illinois? Okay, Rockford is a riot. Many years ago, and this has been, we would sit down and we had done some talking to people, and we knew that there were blue blood Swedes, and they cared about education. The working class Swedes cared about taxes. There was an Italian section of town that cared about jobs, but I could actually do some ethnic kind of, what's your last name? I can kind of figure out where you live, so I would be able to communicate my message to those folks. In Omaha, many years ago, I did a race, and as you know, 72nd Street pretty much divides the city between West and East Omaha. I know people east of 72nd tend to be Democrat, working class, ethnic. Okay, we've got a lot of Poles, Czechs, all these folks who live east that part. West Omaha tend to be more Republican, more families, college educated. So when we would do the campaign, we would do our messaging. My candidate had gone to Rutgers. He had gone to law school. He lived out in the western part. He was a Republican. And so we really talked more about that. The eastern side, he was Czech. His grandfather had the first Czech newspaper in Omaha. We talked about his working class roots. But we knew the geography. We knew what people cared about in those different areas. So get to know people. Learn the issues that people care about. As I said, know the local hangouts. Find the social mayors of each neighborhood. Yeah, we all know social mayors. They always know the local gossip. Okay? It's always good. I call it information gathering. It's we the candidate, not me. We the people. It's all about me, the candidate. Again, the listen, learn, help, and lead model.